Hey there traders, just wanted to take a few minutes and give you a video recap of last week's trades from the StockBandit.com. It was week 18 of the year and it was a profitable week, and I hope that you did well. But by showing you my trades and how they worked, you get a bit better feel for the kinds of plays that I've been focused on lately, what's been working well, and of course what has not been working well. Help you to at least focus on more of the things that have been working and less on those which have not. So last week on Monday, I took no trades. None of the planned setups that I had triggered. So on Tuesday is when I took my first trades of the week. The first one was in this PXD, and the stock had recently broken out to the upside of this symmetrical triangle pattern. It had rallied up and then rested here with a few days of lateral price action. So I wanted to get long on a break through this short-term resistance. That was at 116.50, and I got stopped out on a reversal for a 1% loss on that particular day. So that trade just wasn't ready to go, and clearly it wasn't, as the next few days this thing sold off pretty hard. On Tuesday, I also took a trade in this SWK, which was on the short side. I had been watching this rising trend line for a possible break to the downside, expecting further weakness if it were to get broken, which it did get broken on Tuesday right in here, and that was at 72.80. But this thing never really was able to make its move on Tuesday. Instead, it reversed back up, marked a new high on the day, and I took a 45-cent loss. On Wednesday, took a few trades. One of them was in this Joy Global, JOYG, which had real well-defined support here. I wanted to get short if that support was broken. That took place at 69.80, right in here. And this actually made a decent move lower. It went about $1.05 before it bounced. So it did offer some opportunity there to book a gain. Also took a trade in this Qualcomm QCOM, which had this kind of breakaway gap to the downside a few weeks ago, sold off, rallied back up, and failed to start filling that gap. And I wanted to get short as this thing just essentially made a multi-day low, expecting kind of a continued selling pressure there. So I got short this Qualcomm below this 63.30 level. It went almost 1%. Before reverse back up. I actually stopped out at break even at a new high on the day as the morning gap began to fill, so I wanted to be out of that one by then. On Thursday, I closed out a swing trade in this US Steel, which is letter X, and I had gotten long right here earlier in the week as this thing had crossed this upper trend line through the 29 level. I wanted to get long, expecting a rally back up toward the upper end of this range here, but I got the initial move started, and then obviously the market weakened and it took this thing with it. So I stopped out as this thing marked a multi-day low here by undercutting the 28 level. So I took a 3.4% loss. I felt like this was a breakout failure right here. I did not have to give it all the way back beneath this consolidation. That was more room than I was willing to give it anyway. So I was glad that I had gotten out, because it did continue lower the rest of the day Thursday, and then even further on Friday. So a big part of my trading style is just when I see a failed breakout like this, and it's not just testing support, it's starting to break multi-day support, it's time to just cut the trade and move on to the next opportunity. So that's what I did here. Also took a trade in this C-Trip, which was a day trade on the short side through this $20.40 support zone, and was making a new correction low at that point. So went short there, caught a 56-cent move lower in this stock, and that was a 2.7% move before the stock finally stabilized in the afternoon. So nice little move there to the downside, which it also continued on Friday. Also took a trade on Thursday in this Marathon Oil, MRO, which had real well-defined support around this 29 area. It briefly undercut it on Wednesday, but I was interested in getting short if this thing made a new correction low. You see where it topped out a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, and every rally since then has resulted in a lower high. And this thing is just clearly in correction mode. So I wanted to get short through this 28.65 area, and it was just a momentum play to the downside. It got a real smooth trend lower all day. Let me just show you that on Thursday here. Really nice continuation here as it got through this 28.65 zone right there right after the open. You can see this thing just worked its way lower throughout the remainder of the day, and that offered a $1 gain at the close. So it's a nice 3.5% move and a really easy trade there to hold. Also took a trade on Friday, which was a really nice day of trading. I came in with 3 swing shorts, which, by the way, I'm still holding, and I'll definitely discuss those once I've closed those out. But while I'm in swing trades, I'm only discussing them with members. But I came in the day short overnight, and obviously we got a nice sell-off on Friday, and I caught a few more trades on the short side for day trades as well. I had really expressed caution on the long side in the previous couple of days to subscribers in the member area, and just was saying that we had gotten up to the upper end of the trading ranges, and therefore I was going to be very picky in terms of getting long until we could prove that we could break out. And we never did that, so we started selling off, and a few of the shorts that I had listed triggered for nice moves on Friday. One of them was in MGM. Here's a stock that was just holding this $13 support area, and it got through there as of Thursday's close, so I wanted to get short for just kind of a momentum play on Friday. So I got short through the 1280 level. This thing went 46 cents before it stabilized, and that was a 3.6% move, so excellent trade right there. Let me just show you the intraday chart here on Friday. Really nice smooth move lower, and even the rebound later in the day was very minimal. It was only like a 1% rebound off this low, so a really good trade to sit in there. Another one was in this Whirlpool, WHR, and I really was just kind of watching this support zone here, and if this thing cracked 62.40, I wanted to get short. So I got in there. This thing went $1.19, not a huge move, but that was about 2% before it finally stabilized. I was able to close out a 90-cent winner. So let me show you the intraday chart here of Whirlpool on Friday. You see that this thing did trend steadily lower. It bounced and then came back and created a higher low here intraday. Then it kind of carved out this resistance area, and as it pushed through there, I closed out the trade. It was a nice 90-cent winner, and just another good solid trade. Not a giant trade, but a good solid trade. Also took a trade on the short side in this Delphi Automotive, DLPH, as it undercut the 30 support level here. The stock had earlier, 2 weeks, or in the last 2 weeks, had broken this rising support level, had held below it on a test, and then was back down here testing support, and I wanted to get short if it undercut 30, which it did on Friday. Caught a nice downtrend, 71-cent move, covered at the close for a nice 2% winner, so that was just an easy trade there. And then one more was in this BTU, which had been hugging this rising trend line of support over the past few weeks. I wanted to get short if that rising trend line was cracked, and that was at 29.90. Offered a real nice easy downtrend, and let me just show you that intraday as well. Real steady move lower, and then even this afternoon bounce was a higher low compared to the prior bounce high. So you can see that right there. And this thing did come back down and did carve out a slightly higher low, and then once it started to lift, it was really done for the day. Closed it out at the end of the day for a nice 78-cent winner. So that was a nice 2.6% trade. So overall, it was a really nice week of trading, very profitable, and actually had a number of other trades I had intended to take, but which were negated by gaps either to the upside or to the downside as per my trading strategy. And I stopped out for some small losses along the way, as you saw, but I booked some nice-sized winners, which really made for a profitable week. So I'm still holding 3 swing positions. Each of those are showing a profit because I'm short all 3 of those. So be sure and come and check us out at thestockbandit.com. We'd love to show you what we're trading tomorrow. We do offer a free trial for first-time users, and you can see just how one trade can easily pay for your entire membership, as we're finding good setups on a nightly basis. So thanks for joining me for this recap. Enjoy your weekend, and until I see you next, trade like a bandit.